my name is Jana and you're watching Finnish Knitting Stories, which is a video podcast mostly about my knitting. I'm coming to you from Finland, from our cozy living room. It's the only place where we had some sort of light today. You can find me on Ravelry as Kettunits and on Instagram as Kettunits. This is not going to be the usual episode. This is the Shawl Special that I promised you. And I decided to divide it in two parts. So this is the part one. Turns out I have so many shawls, I don't think I can show all of them to you in just one video. Okay, let's begin. I will be showing today my older shawls. I have 11 of them here, and then one special shawl for the end of the episode. Okay, let's just dive in. The first shawl I want to show you today is by Andrea Mauri, and the pattern is Find Your Fade, and in my case it's more of a schlanket than a shawl. Schlanket is like something between shawl and blanket. It's a shawl, but it's the size of the blanket. I don't know how to show it to you, because this is so huge. I think I can wrap it around myself 3 times. I'll start with one corner and then we go and go. Yeah, it's ginormous. I think I'll add a picture somewhere. I took pictures in the forest, and I'll add it somewhere how it looks on. Yeah, how the whole shawl looks. This is a scrap yarn shawl. I gathered all sorts of random balls and then scraps that I had. The pattern calls for fingering weight, and I think I have used sports weight. That's why mine is extra large, and here are all sorts of yarns, like Drops baby merino, then some kind of wool, could be Novita baby wool, then I have all kind of sock yarn scraps, and then this is some kind of merino, and more sock yarn, and more sock yarn. And then again, this is merino, and then more sock yarn. Most of the yarns are by Novita, and then I have some by Drops here as well. And this one in the end is by Tete, I think. Yeah. So basically I put all my scraps in this and made a gigantic, I don't know, I can't use it as a shawl. It's more of a blanket. I love it. It was really fun project. It took me forever to make, but I made it. And at the same time I got rid of all kind of random balls of yarn and my scraps. So that's the first one. Have any of you knit the Find Your Fade? Please share in the comments. The next shawl that I knit is by Melody Hoffman, and the pattern is named Homestead. Okay, which one is the right side? Yeah, this is the right side. This is also pretty big because I use different yarn for it. It's a triangle. This was easy and fun pattern. The yarn I used is Novita Nalle, and it's held double in this, and the color is 642 Kettu, which means fox. Yeah, nothing. This is a fun and cozy knit. I wear this in the yard when doing yard works. It's wool and it's really warm and cozy. I have a big woolly cardigan that I put on. It's also orange and green, and then I wrap the shawl like this, and I'm very warm and I'm raking leaves or getting firewood. It's like this. I have knit another shawl by Melody, but My mom has it. It's in the same color and maybe the same yarn, or I don't remember, but I gave it to my mom and turns out I don't even have pictures of it. It was different pattern, but it had some similarities to this. Yeah, I'm only showing you the shawls that I have because I have knit way more shawls than this, and I think more than 10 have been gifted to friends and relatives. But I can't show you those. Some of them I don't even have pictures of them. Yeah, I used to be very bad at taking pictures. Long time ago I just knit the shawl and gifted it, and I didn't bother to take a picture. Or I didn't think of it that I need to take a picture. The next two I'm gonna show you because they are same. The yarn is different, the color is different, but the idea is same. This is a simple Bastus type of a shawl, which is a triangle that's knit from one corner. You start from a corner, you do the increases, and then when you're halfway through, you start the decreases. And this is a simple garter stitch. This is very old and a bit felted. I've been using it a lot. It's a very handy size. It just goes like this and it's small enough to go under the coat. So yeah, Bastus shawl. I think there are several free patterns on Ravelry for this, but there's nothing complicated about it. The yarn is Katja Merino Tweed. I'm not sure if they make it anymore. This is quite old. So that's one. And it's the same pattern, same idea, but in different color. And this is BBB Full, which is an Italian brand. This is 100% merino. It's a thick merino yarn, and I have a matching hat for this one. Same kind. I wear it under a coat. I have knit huge amount of these Bastus shawls. Our daughter has like 3, then my mom has some, and I have knit for friends. I think it's a good basic pattern, and you can use up all your yarn if you just measure, if you scale it first, and then when you're halfway through you start the decreases. Okay, next. Am I going too fast? Oh, now I have something in my eye. I'll try to slow down and talk more about my shawls. Next is the same idea, same triangular shawls. These are my summer shawls, my linen shawls. This is 100% Baltic linen. I have knit them in many different variations. I forgot my favorite one at the yarn store. It's there as a sample piece because we sell this linen. It's in a bright yellow color. That's my favorite one, but I have these too. If you want to knit same shawl, go to my Instagram account, Ketto Knits, and scroll a couple of years back, maybe 3 years back, and I have videos and pattern for this. We had a summer knit along for linen shawls several years ago, and the pattern is there. I think in a picture I have my yellow shawl. But the idea is same. You start at the corner, and then when you're halfway through, you do the decreases. These are my summer shawls. I wear them with dresses, and okay, now it doesn't look so nice. I need to steam this one. It's been in my storage, but yeah, I wear them over dresses and linen tunics and all kind of tops. Yeah, this one is stockinette, and this one is in garter, and the blue one is in garter. They are light and fun and quite versatile, and maybe you can wear 2 of them at once if you twist them around. No. Yeah, that's the linen summer shawl. Ah, my nose itches. I don't know, no more hair around, but my nose is itchy. Yeah, like this. And they are very light. I think less than, no, I think 100 to 120 grams of linen, and it's a lace weight linen. And you just use bigger needles, like 3.5 or 4 millimeter. Anyway, all the details are in my Instagram. If you scroll back, you'll find a post with videos and the description. Okay, the next one. This is one of my favorite shawls that I have ever knit. The pattern is collaboration shawl, and the designer is Tanya Mulokas. She's from Ukraine, but she has a Ravelry store, and the patterns are also in English. She has beautiful sweaters, and I have knit a vest with leaves here and many other things. So I was actually in a test knit group for this, and it's knit in one piece, which is fantastic, and it has this absolutely beautiful lace border that goes all the way through. Yeah, it's a triangle, and then the stripe in the middle. The yarn I used is Novita Nalle. It looks white, but it's actually, the color is named Linen Pellava. The number is 061, this lighter one, and the gray one is 043 Kiwi Stone. And it's still one of my favorite shawls. I keep it at work when I get chilly. I put it on. So this is wool and a bit of nylon, because Nalle is a sock yarn. It's a sport weight sock yarn. I think it's really pretty. I used to knit a lot with Novita yarns. Sadly not so much anymore, but maybe I should give them another try. But yeah, one of my favorite shawls. I'll put it away. I'm growing a pile here. The next one is really fun. It's a happy, scrappy shawl. No pattern, just out of my head. Yeah, I started at one corner. I don't remember what did I do here with. I think it has both increases and decreases. What did I do here? Looks like a garter and something else in between. Okay, I really don't remember. This was maybe 3 years ago when I knit it. It has garter and then some. Anyways, it's a scrappy shawl. Most of the yarn is Kettu yarns, and then I also have Marianti yarns. I think she's in Germany. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but she has an Etsy store. I think this one was by Marianti, and somewhere else was another one. Yeah, it's pink. It's fun, and I just striped all kind of scraps in there in pink. I used to wear it a lot, but now it's been sitting, in the wardrobe. Maybe I should start wearing it again. Should probably wash and block it first. Yeah, fun, pink, scrappy shawl. I think all of these are around 3. Some of them are more than 3 years old, and the rest are around 2 years old. I'm saving the newer shawls for episode 2, because I don't want to make these too long, that you don't get bored of all my crazy shawls. I have a lot of them. Next one for today is a simple triangular shawl. I'm sorry, I don't have a pattern for it. Many people are asking, but I got inspired by a picture on Instagram, and then I need a similar one for myself. This is 100% merino, non-superwash. That's why it's a bit felted already. I have used it a lot. It's the yarn is Katia Infinity Shawl, color 301. This is one full cake. It comes in 150-gram cakes, and it has 600 meters in it, if I remember right. And it's a gradient. It comes like this, ready from a cake. So I started here, and then I grew it. I grew this triangle. It has stockinette, it has garter and seed stitch. Yeah, and seed stitch. It's also one of my favorites. It's been in heavy use for several years. I use it every winter because it's extra warm and fluffy. I think non-superwash merino is warmer than the superwash merino. That's why I love it so much, especially in winter time. But yeah, you can see. I'll try to show it. This is the wrong side, and it is a bit fuzzy and felted, but doesn't bother me. It's just warmer that way. On the right side, it's still okay, but on the wrong side, now here, yeah, you can see a bit of wear. But this has been in a heavy use. One of my favorites. Okay, next one is really special. This is like, it's also one of my favorites. I think half of them are my favorites, but there are shawls that I wear all the time, and then some I wear occasionally or not at all. Some of them are shop samples. They hang in a store, and I have never worn them. Yeah, I have those too. So this one, again, no pattern, but inspiration came from Instagram. There is a knitter from Russia. I don't remember her name, but she makes these with a knitting machine. This kind of, I don't know, is it shawl? Yeah, it is a shawl. It's a rectangular, long shawl, or a scarf if you'd like. She makes this on a knitting machine, but mine is hand knit. I got inspiration from there. I found pictures on Instagram, and I thought they were really fun, and I had the right yarn for it. I combined two different yarns in this. This tweedy one is soft Donegal tweed, the original one from Ireland, by Knoll Yarns, and mine is in color Eske, which is 5529. It's beige. I would say it's beige with the tweedy effect. I have these stripes repeating throughout the shawl. And then this other yarn is very close to my heart, the colorful one. It's a Latvian sheep wool. It's a Dundaga yarn. You can find the projects on Ravelry. I don't think they sell directly to consumer online. I'm not sure about that, but they don't have a web store. I used to have this yarn in our store. We ran out. I haven't reordered yet. Maybe you should do that soon. It's a 100% non-superwash Latvian sheep wool. It is a bit toothy, but I like it. This is a lace weight. This is a lace weight, and it comes in a large skeins, larger than 100 grams, and it's gradient dyed. The color change is quite long. What I did here, I made tiny balls. I took several skeins, I think 3 or 4 different colors. I made little balls, I cut it in pieces, and then I knit stripes with it. I didn't use it just straight from a skein. I chopped it in parts, and then I knit stripes. And then I put this tweed in between. And this was such a fun project, because you you just knit as it feels. I had a lot of little balls, and then I was just combining colors and playing with colors, and it was so much fun. I could knit another one of those because I have more Dundaga in my stash, in my personal stash. And some tweed too, because I have knit beanies with this. Stranded knitwork beanies with tweed. It's super warm, and then it felts a bit, and it's fantastic for all the winter knits. So this is really long. I wear it usually in autumn and in winter over the jacket, and then I wrap it like this, and I think it's fantastic. I named this Colors of Our Forest. Just, oh, sunshine, hello. The sun came out. It was dark and gloomy whole morning, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to record, but there it is. Is it too bright now? So yeah, but back to the shawl. One of my favorites. I think I have said that like 3 times today. One of my favorites. Yeah, this has been in heavy use as well, but it's still in a prime condition. Maybe it has felted a little, but it just adds extra charm to it. Now I feel inspired to knit another one in different colors. Here are all my favorites: pinks and yellows and greens and purples. Yeah. This is nice and cozy. We could have a fun knit along. No, I need to think about it, but yeah. Love it. One of my favorites. Okay, one more. This is a bit different. Again, a triangle. If you ask what's my favorite shawl shape, I would definitely say it's a triangle. Most of my shawls are triangular. Yeah. It's knit in a French technique called, I hope I can say it right, entrelac. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but so it's like a basket weaving technique. There's actually a pattern for this. It's called Polish Mosaic Shawl, and it's by a person named Shulga on Instagram. I have not been able to find this pattern on Ravelry. I don't know, but maybe it is there, maybe it's not. But I was in a test knit group for this, and I also dyed a special skein of yarn, actually 2 skeins of yarn for this. The base is Ketto Yarn's Silky Singles, which is a silk and merino blend, and I dyed it in a gradient so that the color would change by itself when I knit these bits. If I remember right, we started from a bottom corner, and then it grew up, yeah, and then finished it with an I-cord edge. This is fun. And the technique is not as complicated as it looks. I learned it pretty quickly, and then I didn't need a pattern anymore. I have also made a hat in the same technique and something else, don't remember. So yeah, it's not very big. I used less than 200 grams. I had a bit of yarn left over. I don't remember, was it 150 or 180, but not important. It's my autumn shawl. I have a pink woolly coat that I wear with this shawl. It's also been in use, and now this lives in our yarn shop as a sample piece. I have washed it and blocked it, and it's hanging there just to show the technique and how gradient might look. I love dyeing gradients. They are really time consuming, but the effect is worth of it. I also love doing sock gradients, but that's a topic for another day. So those are all my knit shawls that I wanna show you today. I decided to cut them in half, not to make hour-and-a-half long episode. Then I have a lot of fun ones left for the next time. But then I have one more shawl. I was collecting my shawls from the wardrobe and I found this. This is not made by me and it's not knit, it's crochet. It's made by my grandmother on my dad's side. It used to be hers, but then she gave it to me just a couple of years before she passed away. It's a crochet shawl and she made it in, I think she said in 70s. I guess they were really on trend then. And I'm showing you the wrong side. Yeah, this is the right side. It's a triangle and I think this is really fun and it's also a treasured memory. My grandma was very crafty. She could spin, she could dye yarn, she could knit and crochet and embroider and sew things. And she was the one who actually taught me to knit. I was only 5 years old when I knit. I started my it's a long story, but my grandma gave me sock needles and many little balls of scrap yarn. And the sock needles were like super thin. I still have them. They could be like 1.5 millimeter or 1/75, but definitely less than 2 or maybe 1 millimeter. I need to measure them. So she gave me 5 sock needles and many balls of scrap yarn, and I was knitting one long tube, just joining the yarn together and just knitting a couple of meter sock tube, and just to practice, and get the tension right, and then we made a toy snake out of it. We stuffed it with some yarn leftovers or cotton balls, I don't remember, but yeah, and we made a long snake. That was my first project. I was only 5 years old when I learned to knit, and I have very warm memories of my grandma. Our daughter is actually named after her. Yeah. My childhood was full of all kind of creative things. She taught me many things, but I think knitting is one of the most important ones, at least for me. Yeah, and I have this shawl, and then I have a couple of sweaters knit by my grandma. I might show you another time. They are super cool. I don't think people knit like that anymore, because my grandma was creative and she was also very fashionable for that time. And I have her old yarn winder, and then I have her old yarn basket. I got some yarn too, and all her old needles, and a couple of sweaters, as I said, and then also all her yarn knitting books and some magazines. She didn't have many, but I have all of them. Some are from 50s and 60s, and they are my greatest treasure. Oh, and some of her notes too. So this, I'm not sure what material it is. I think it feels like a wool cotton blend. I'm not sure. The yarn was very limited at those times, but yeah, I guess that is it for today. I'll film the second part. I'll record the second part sometime later this week, hopefully, or maybe next week. Not gonna promise anything. But then the regular episode is coming somewhere around next weekend. So yeah, this was the Shawl Special Part 1. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time with more shawls. I promise the next batch is even more fun and colorful, because it's mostly knit with hand-dyed yarns. So thank you. Please like and subscribe, and if you enjoy my creative moments, enjoy your weekend, and heippa!